Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. How are you doing? I'm sure you're doing great. And if you're not, then why am I here with this channeling? To make you feel better about yourself. And of course, you have attracted this reading. It's not a coincidence. Because you do want to change your vibration, because you do want to continue with your inner work and you want to get that daily dose of energy, that charge that is so much required for your ascension journey. Because ascension is a lifestyle. We wake up every day and we can change our lives every day. And we keep getting better every day. We can do that. So I'm going to be using my cards, my Rider-Waite tarot cards, and I will also be I would be taking help of a downloaded message which is intended to pick onto the energy of people who are going through something, a lesson, a life lesson. And the idea is to actually take you to the 10 of Cups energy, where you can see a healed masculine and feminine, and you can see two kids playing in the background, which also shows or which also implies the healed inner child. And you have two kids over there, one male and one female. And you see all these cups in the sky, and this is a happy family together. They are literally so grateful. There's a house in the background, there's a river flowing, and they're standing on a ground which has slightly red color, which shows confidence and a healed root chakra. Root chakra is like the foundation is healed. I mean, this is a wholesome card actually, because you see all elements. You see the sky, you see sky is for thoughts, you see water for emotions, you see the ground for root, and even the way they're standing, it's so positive. So how does it all happen over here? As I'm being shown that whosoever I'm channeling right now, you have gone through different situations in life, and some of them were very negative and difficult to manage. But there are people who also know about this magical knowledge. Either you are already practicing it, so you know that it really uplifts you, or you have just found it, you have stumbled upon it, or you're already like really reaping benefits of it. So whatever it is, whatever your situation is, for your personal situations, if you're a twin flame starseed or light worker, you can get into a personal one-on-one reading with me where you are going to be in number one priority, because this is a collective reading and personal sessions are more about just your situation. You can do that. Check out the description box for all the details. If you want to get into therapy with me and do much deeper work, then too there are a number of therapies, amazing therapies that I do with different types of people globally. You can check them out. If you're from India, then you have to write an email to me and you have to ask me for my booking details. But if you're from any other part of the world, then the PayPal links works just fine. PayPal link works fine. This transmission, which is acting like a collective reading for a lot of people now and also in time in future, is intended to let you know that you are definitely walking on the right path. So that's your acknowledgement. Now you have gone through difficult situations, you've cried a lot, and I'm being shown that you also had lots of heartbreaks. You went through a period of difficulty, hardships on emotional level. So this made you go through a lot of confusion, upset and upheaval. You felt emotionally cheated. Your thoughts were all over the place. You had to release a lot of pain, but I think there was something else happening along with that, along with your heartbreaks. There was probably also a phase where you tried to escape from all of it. You tried to do something else. Maybe there were some addiction patterns, like maybe you ran away from a certain relationship, but you realized it when someone else ran away from you. Maybe you traveled somewhere to feel good. You went on a holiday, or you went to some other country. Like different people, I'm being shown there were different situations or different options they took. However, then came the 10 of Swords energy, which made that pain inevitable, and you were like, this is it, I cannot do anything now, like I'm done with it. No matter what I do, listening to my mind, my ego, the physical identity which we call ego, sometimes the word ego is so negatively perceived that people actually say, no, I don't have an ego. But actually, it is your physical identity that most people use to maneuver through problems. However, it's your higher self actually that can help you much, much, much better. Much better. The physical identity has a very limited way of thinking, but the higher mind, the divine mind, is it's like full of possibilities, and it can really change your feelings, your emotions. So the people who know about this magical knowledge, you are also demon slayers, or you have the demon slayer potential. You can catch hold of negative demonic voice inside your heads. And there are many ways to figure out, because ego or negative voice, the physical identity or the negative voice in the head, can also be manipulative, or sometimes it's just confused. I don't want to use that word here, because I've noticed when physical identity and the higher mind comes into balance, it's amazing. So that balance, that connection has to be formed. So there was always something inside of you. Each time you were in challenge or problems, there was something positive inside of you that made you persevere, and you continue to walk through the challenges. You had different types of challenges. Relationship, career, money, lack of support, love lessons that turned into career lessons, and career lessons turned into you looking for what you love. And then when you found out what you love, you thought everybody is going to be so happy with it. You realized that the people who loved you, or maybe the person you loved romantically, was like against you, or your family went against you. Like, no, you can't do this. This is stupid. This is stupid shit. And even when you spoke about some metaphysical concepts, like you were really practically applying things, everybody thought that you're stupid, and they were like turning against you. And this made you wonder, why aren't they happy for you? Which in turn made you go away from everyone. And from 10 of Swords energy, you moved into, like, there's a gap in between where you took a rest. You took 4 of Swords energy from the card. It's been shown to me. You felt that situation is not as bad as you believe it to be. No matter who turns against you, you need to take a break. There are solutions. So you took a break. And then after that, like this, ups and downs, came one more dark night. But this time, I think this time of shift, you walked away from all of those things. Unfulfilling relationships, jobs, maybe a job. I'm saying jobs. Maybe you tried few jobs also. The career path, anything that was making you feel bad, but didn't run away from it. It was not like you're escaping, but mentally you were walking away from it. Mentally you were like, I want to get out from it. But at the same time, you were grateful to God, and which is why your ascension journey kind of progressed faster than as compared to others. Because sometimes when people are walking away from negative things, they also end up walking away from positive people, or those people who are actually really good for their growth, because they're so like, I need to run away. So that's running away and escapism. So you didn't do that. Instead, you said, okay, I need to create better environment and better energy for me mentally first. So the separation from these type of toxic energies happens here first. You just disconnect from it. You don't listen to those voices. You just say, okay, fine, you exist, I know, but I got better things to do. So you went through so many phases, some not so good experiences. You learned about inner work, and whosoever I'm picking on right now, the energy, you know very well about dark night of the soul. You probably have a PhD in this, because you went through so many. So you can still cry easily, but you know that if you're crying, you're venting out, it means that there has to be some lesson that you learn from it. You just began to love yourself in a different way. or you're beginning to see it for some people, because I said there are different waves of volunteers here. I know that my channel attracts people who are volunteers on planet Earth, but they're also from different waves. So they could be, some of them could be in the first wave, some of them could be in the third wave, some of them could be in the fourth wave. There are multiple waves going on, and though there is a lady called Dolores Cannon, she spoke about 3 waves of volunteers, but I think that there are multiple waves of volunteers, because volunteers are just coming in. Especially during this phase, the next 100 years also are going to be so important. The last 50 years, the last 30, 40 years has actually led us all to be in this transitional phase. And now the next 100 years are going to play a very important role on Earth. And I feel people who are doing this inner work right now, you are probably handpicked, you're chosen by God. So you're so blessed and you're so lucky and you're doing so much amazing stuff on Earth. You may not be, some of you may not be aware about it, but the more gratitude you bring in your life, you're gonna realize that just by being yourself, you're actually performing an act of service. Yes. Because you're gonna inspire so many people, even those people who are against you. So it's not just about loving your nose or your neck or your hairstyle or something. It's just loving God for giving you best lessons, and everything in your life, everything, your body, your clothes, your personality, everything, God has done it in such a beautiful way. You're like, wow, this is amazing creativity, you know. So this phrase, looking for a silver lining in every cloud, is a metaphorical expression that encourages you to find a positive aspect in every negative situation. So right after the 8 of Cups, that's like, okay, I don't want to be in this toxic environment. The next thing that I see you doing immediately is looking for your temperance energy. So basically, tarot, the major arcana cards are literally what you go through, what people go through in the ascension journey, you know, different cards. So temperance is also the energy where you look for your inner peace. You know that you cannot find answers outside. You don't want to see depression or negativity as something really bad. That's like, that brings an end to people's life, you know, that brings doom to people's life. Because sometimes people are so negative, like they just cannot see solutions. They just cannot see anything good, you know, and that's the state you've probably been in. And you know, because this channeling is for you, you know that that's not your path. That's like not something you relate with anymore. You are someone who rather would prefer to work on your inner peace and have a good point of view. You can have a negative point of view on everything. You can have a positive point of view on everything. You can also think that some people are delusional to be positive. They're not logical. So then you look for your logic. Like, what is not delusion? You know, let's just be positive. You're looking for peace. You're not looking for happiness anymore. You're not looking for, you know, like, I want to be this, I want to be that. You're thinking, what's going to give me peace in this situation? Let's just do that. What makes me peaceful? The first thing that makes people peaceful is dropping the negative idea. So I also sense that every time you tune into the temperance energy, you see harmony in your relationships. You see harmony everywhere. So this could have been like a runner-chaser dynamic for you in the past. Like getting into temperance energy, then tuning out of it. Then getting into maybe 10 of Swords energy, as I'm being shown here, or feeling the heartbreak energy, the 3 of Swords energy, and then coming back to the temperance energy. I also see the King of Wands energy and 4 of Swords. So they're like coming and going in the right pattern, in the right manner for you. When you get into the King of Wands energy, you know that you are here to do something big, you know, and you have like a common goal when you talk to all these amazing people on planet Earth, or you just watch their content, you just read about people, you feel aligned with them. You feel like, yeah, I mean, this is my goal too. And you get this clear vision, this big picture. So you basically get very positive even in negative situations. And this was given to me as a download for all those people who have practical experience and they know that cloud represents difficulties or challenges, and the silver lining symbolizes positive outcomes or lesson hidden in the challenges, the adversities. Okay, when people face negative situations, it's very easy to become overwhelmed by it. It's very easy to get upset with God, with good people, and people get very discouraged also. Even in relationship, I would say for those people who are in a marriage situation or a committed relationship, and even those who are single, you're single for a reason, right? God wants you to know about love. God wants you to practice unconditional love. If you're meant to be with someone for the rest of your life, if you're meant to share your life with another person, that will also happen in due course of time. But you need to still look for joy within. You still need to be like, yes, I can be peaceful and I can be grateful and I can just live my days doing things I love or doing things that naturally align with my true signature frequency, right? So you can shift your focus from negative to something positive. You have been using gratitude, which is very helpful, and personally I used to test it out in times when I was low. I used to, like, say for example, I was low. I'm going to give you my own example. Say I'm low and I would say, okay, let's see this gratitude really works or not. Everybody's talking about gratitude list and talk about gratitude. So one of the days I was like very low, very, very low, okay? And I started thinking of mentally 20 things that I'm grateful for. I was just counting on my fingertips like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was not even like forcing myself. I was just generally looking around me. First 5, 6, 7, I started feeling a bit better. Then I tried more and I tried more and I tried more. By the time I thought of 20 things, I was literally feeling like a different person. I was no longer feeling low or sad or dejected. In fact, I got up and I was like, let me do what I'm supposed to do. So I realized that very day with my practical experience that negative energy will make you not want to do anything. But gratitude or positive energy is going to make you look for what's next. Let's do what's next. It could be anything. It could be cleaning your room, managing your wardrobe. Or it could be just going out to, for me, meet the dogs or meet some friends, like good friends, not just time pass people. Or do your practice, do your meditation or study scripture, watch something and, just take responsibility for things. Just feel like, yeah, you matter. And you matter, you don't matter also in many ways. You are very practical about certain things. Like a lot of people think they matter in things that actually not valuable, like politics or stuff, in the worldly reality, like your opinion in the worldly reality. Because worldly reality is connected with the physical mind, with the physical identity. And if you're intelligent enough to know that side of the world is an illusion and people are really trying to create connections, they think it's a real connection, but it's not. Which is why most people in the worldly reality are addicted to something or the other, which is absolutely unhealthy for them, for their body and for their minds. They don't have good habits. I'm not judging anyone because I also know that people who are in the ascension journey also have some addiction patterns, but they are so blessed by God that eventually, sooner or later, they will realize that there is a reason why they are drawn to that pattern. So yeah, I wish for everyone to get out, but those who are like destined, you can actually talk to people and you know that they are always going to be in the worldly reality. But God has placed you for a reason over there, Your presence can actually inspire a lot of people. When it happens, you don't know, but it's like a job, it's like a duty only to be yourself, no matter who says what. Just politely refuse to not listen to them. Mentally also, like when people tell you you can't do this or you can't do that, you not gonna succeed this way or that way, you just have to be like, yeah, all right, I hear you, but I'm still gonna be myself, And what is the idea of being myself? You need to figure that out as well. Like, what defines this myself? So yeah, I decided that I'm going to share this gift of gratitude with people, because in very difficult times, gratitude has helped me. The happiness that comes from gratitude, it's not the temporary happiness. The more you practice, you'll figure it out. It's the happiness that makes you simple, that leads you to simplicity. The happiness that leads you to simplicity, and the simplicity is connected with joy and it's connected with peace. It's not the false sense of happiness that you see the worldly people attain, like they go to the clubs, they go to the discotheques, and they're just pretending to be happy. Nobody is happy. Otherwise, you don't need to get drunk, or you don't need to smoke 10 cigarettes, or you don't need to listen to loud music and just dance with some random people who are also in the similar condition to feel happy. You can be chilled out no matter where you are. You don't need to go to any such place which gives you the false sense of happiness. If you really want to dance, you can play music in your room and you can just dance. I mean, if you feel like dancing, why not? Dancing is also meditation. Or my point is that if you need a chemical substance, if you need something to support that idea of happiness, then it's not happiness. I hope you understood. Some of you must have understood. If you understood, then talk about your experience. Like, for so many years, when we were young, we were told, go to party, it's cool, it's fun, you're a super chilled out person if you go to all the parties. I was a person who used to go to so many parties at one time. It was funny, actually. Like, everybody knew me in every club. And then one fine day, I just realized that this is stupid. It's not even real. It's not actually, nobody is happy here. They're all trying to fit into an idea, some kind of nonsensical idea, Thank God I have my master's. I always had my master's. And my master's, the greatest thing about my master, I feel, is he never told me, because I used to go to talk to him, and I have spoken about like really, really random things also. I've even spoken about hair fall situations with my master. Can you believe that? Oh my God. And he always said the coolest things, So I feel that we should try out everything. There should not be any regret in our minds. But there is a time when you realize that trying something just for the heck of it is also not the right thing to do. Okay, so whosoever I'm talking about today, if you have been resonating with whatever I've been sharing, then for sure you've learned many lessons. You've picked up opportunities for your growth in places where for any other person it would have looked unimaginable. You've also found strength, a lot of strength. And maybe at one time you didn't even know you had this strength in you. But now you do, so you're thankful and it's quite magical to apply it in your daily life. Now you can read your own mind as well. Because whenever you get negative, you can take a pause and you can ask some very reasonable questions to the negative voice in your head. Now, for those people who have had difficulty dealing with evil energy, entities, you know that negative frequency attracts demonic energy, and the entities, they just stick on to people and they attack people, making them disconnect from God, from source, and their own divine intelligence, right? At that point in time, people lose faith. At that point in time, they start looking for the worst possible things that can happen to them, and then they look for evidence to back it all up. But you can change it. If you're hardwired to be grateful every single day, you know the tricks of the mind very well. You know what tricks the mind's gonna pull out next, You will still look for good stuff over and over and over and over and over again. You will always choose your peace over and over and over again, without any guilt and shame, and with a lot of compassion and acceptance for yourself, okay? So, that time God helped me, that time God saved me, that time an opportunity came to me when it was really impossible. So and sometimes, toxic people are also sent to you, so that there comes a time when you can actually overpower them and their toxicity. Sometimes toxic people just pop into a very happy situation and they say something very depressing, like they're vibe killers, mood killers. I call them vibe killers and killjoys. They'll come and say something really negative because they are going through that negative energy. They are possessed by some entity at that point in time because they can't really see the silver lining. And then you are there looking at the silver lining, talking about the silver lining, living your life, holding on to the silver lining, being the silver lining sometimes. They don't like it. So this attitude also helps you sort of deal with such toxic people. Toxic relationships, okay, that's also been given to me because we have 3 of Swords and we also have the Happy Family card in the same reading. So definitely this will apply to a lot of people, that even though you had a series of bad relationships, or if you didn't have series, then maybe you had one really long-term relationship or 2 really long-term relationships that did not work out for you, and you were like, oh my God, why did I get into it and why did I waste my time? Let me tell you, that was not a time waster for you. That was for you to get a master's degree in learning about relationships. A PhD in Dark Night of the Soul, a master's degree in relationships. Look at how educated you have become thanks to all these situations, okay? So, you also know how to deal with narcissists. You can at least recognize a narcissist. You're not going to get into a relationship which is later on going to waste your time or energy. Because I know what narcissists do. Narcissists are very manipulative and they're so immature. They will urge people to be with them. They persuade people to be with them. And then later on, after wasting 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, they'll say, I don't want to waste your time. That's why I'm telling you that we should just be friends right now. Or they'll make some choice right in front of you and they'll say, you are the reason why I'm unhappy and you are the reason why I'm doing this. Guys and girls, it's good to walk away from anything. Even for positive people, I'll say that. Even for the narcissist, I'll say that. There are lots of narcissists. But the narcissists have superficial sense of happiness. And a spiritualist doesn't have a superficial sense. They have a very real sense. But to make that, transition, it takes time. And that is something you need to be open to. So now you learn to disconnect and tune out of any negative frequency and tune into the divine voice. You understand that they did not waste your time. They wasted their own time. Whosoever it was, they wasted their own precious time. You still got a lot to learn and you're going to apply it in your future, and you're applying it already. And for sure, whosoever is in this collective reading, a part of this collective reading, from all of those heartbreaks, you are going to be in a very beautiful relationship, for sure. You'll have a really good person in your life, your soulmate connection, you want to call it, or a divine partnership, whatever you want to call it, and you'll have the same mental frequency. You'll love the same things. Even if you have some different hobbies, you'll still support each other a lot. And you both are going to be volunteers on planet Earth. See, this is such a lovely thing that I've predicted for you. So I was listening to my master in a discourse the other day, and he said something very interesting. In his style, he defined this cloud and silver lining example very beautifully. He basically said that when people do meditation or they chant the solar plexus mantra or they read the scriptures or whatever religion you're from, I'm not into all of that, whichever God you worship, sometimes people think that if I'm going to do meditation or if I'm going to do this activity, you know what, I'm not going to face any problems. I'm going to become wealthy suddenly, or I'm going to find the love of my life suddenly, or I'm not going to get heartbroken, or my career related problems are going to go away. So he says, no, none of that happens. You're still going to get the challenges, you're still going to face the problems. But when you do your inner work, especially meditation, when we sit still and don't move for at least 15-20 minutes every day, we do it twice. When we work on our third eye chakra and we focus on our pineal gland, in the board also behind, I'll take a picture and put on it. I keep this picture on. I've not wiped out this photograph since I drew it. Like, I was just randomly sitting in this room and I just decided to just scribble something on my whiteboard, and I ended up making this image. This image is all about the pineal gland and it looks so nice. Maybe I get a printout of it and put it on a board somewhere. This image is so nice. It defines what your pineal gland can do. I mean, your pineal gland is literally the magical place within your body, within your physical body, and focusing on it every day for 15-20 minutes can bring a lot of confidence in your life. So no, the problems and challenges will happen. You're gonna get the soul shocks. And the part that I really liked, what he said was that you're gonna still get the soul shocks, but you're gonna also become shockproof. Just like a watch, like a waterproof watch. You put it in water, it's waterproof. Similarly, you're also going to be maneuvering through life and you're going to face some challenges, this, that, whatever. But you are going to be shockproof, and that's what it's going to do to you. And there are so many great masters too who speak about equanimity. Equanimity is like, in the face of adversity, you become just an observer. You just watch it. You don't have any idea of good or bad. That's what equanimity is all about. Now, as a soul that has a physical identity, we basically transcend from energy, specifically from that energy, which otherwise for other people becomes too obvious during the rigmaroles of life, that energy that brings people down, you transcend from that. You're not gonna get pulled down. You're not gonna get stopped by it, like halted by it. You're gonna continue your journey with joy. It's really hard to actually, sometimes I feel it's not easy to do this like every day, but with time and with consistency, with consistent practice, it becomes a daily part of your life. And that's like the beautiful part. And there's always something good in everything. You just have to look for it. Like, you can choose to look for something bad in everything at the same time. So what is the choice you're going to make? What do you want to choose today? Or what do you want to choose right now in this situation? That's the question we need to ask. And this type of mindset, looking for a silver lining in every cloud, it can help people in uplifting themselves and rewire, reframe. So King of Wands is showing to me that this mindset can be incredibly uplifting because it can help you to reframe, rewire your mind from certain circumstances. It can reduce the feeling of powerlessness or helplessness, because then we give away our remote control to other people. We say, okay, here's my remote control, take it and press whatever buttons you want to press, and I'm going to respond accordingly or react accordingly. That's something you then don't do. You say, give me back my remote control, or the remote control automatically glides back to you, like magically comes back to you. And you no longer then dance on the tunes of the negative energy or the negative voice. One more thing that you've come across is resilient people, people who want to run away from you, people who act like you are not the right person for them because you are choosing something else. You're not making the typical choice that everyone makes. You're not You don't want to be worried all the time for stupid things. So if you help someone, or if you guide someone, or if you give them like real advice, they're going to look at you and be like, there's something wrong with you. They're going to make you feel you're arrogant. They're going to make you feel you're the negative one. You're the one who is full of ego. You're the one who doesn't know this, that, whatever. There are people who are very loyal to negative energy. And maybe God gave you such people, such connections, such people. Some of them, I'm being shown, the devil card is telling me, you've also met people who are either knowingly or unknowingly, they're connected with the black magic world, witchcraft, or some kind of spells they cast on others, and they go to probably some apparently religious looking places, but they're not religious, because somebody is practicing some kind of black magic over there. And some people actually do that. Very educated people do that, and I know that personally. I've spoken to such people. They just want to get fooled by these people, because they're looking for shortcuts and some kind of chamatkar, some kind of very, I won't say miracle, because there are real miracles, but there are also some people who act like they're doing something, they're performing some kind of miracle. So those people are just using them. And these people who are getting used by such people, they're standing in front of you like this wall, and they're trying to tell you, hey, you're not right, I don't like your negativity, you're so negative, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they cannot even differentiate between a divine goddess, a divine mother. I know people who go to those people who use divine mother like Durga or Kali or Lakshmi. They use the name of such divine entities, and still they are doing black magic. Still they are doing some kind of strange tantra, mantra, I don't know what they're doing. They hypnotize these people who you could be connected to, and they're becoming an idiot, and they don't want to do actual inner work. They follow false gurus also. They cannot recognize between a real guru, a real person, or a false person. They cannot recognize true masters, true wisdom, true knowledge. They don't have the discernment. Why God sends such people in your life? So that you become even stronger. In your path, on your path, your conviction becomes stronger and stronger and stronger by the day. Because if you are following this path of balancing your sun and moon energy, then sun and moon, what are they telling us, people? Sun and moon, sun shines every day no matter what, and the sun shines equally for every person no matter what. The moon is up, the moon glows, and the sun shines. These are two such truths of this planet. Physically you can see it, that nothing can say, oh, the sun doesn't exist or the moon doesn't exist, right? They exist, and they exist every single day. They are doing their job, like to show people what truth really means, okay? So if you're on the path of balancing your sun and moon energy, your masculine and feminine energy, you're going to meet all types of people. And sometimes they're going to make you feel wrong, bad, selfish, stupid, you're not on the right path, blah, blah, blah. So let them live in their dustbin till they actually start smelling the bad smell and they cannot take it anymore. Pray for them. Pray to God for them. Don't curse these people. Don't be negative about these people. Don't say, they are so horrible. They're disgusting. No. They're suffering. They're actually suffering, but they don't know that they're suffering. Eventually, they will figure it out, right? So pray for them. Say good things for them also if you can. And I'm sure you already do that. And you can help God that you connected with such people and now you feel even more stronger in your faith. So instead of seeing a situation as entirely negative, you can recognize the silver lining, and that allows you to cut the cord with what doesn't serve God, and you encourage positivity wherever you go. So this is where this reading comes to a closure. You can become a member of this channel and you can become my Patreon, and you can also get my book In the Name of Love, LUUV is the spelling. You can get it on Amazon Kindle. That's where you get the latest edited version. I will see you in the next one for sure. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.